Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sensei Eric here at Nemesis Kickboxing in Inverurie, and today we're going to be talking about equipment that you need for kickboxing. So whether you're starting out and you want to start a new martial art, or whether you are been training for a little while, you may be looking to get into sparring and you want to know what equipment you need for that. So on my back here we've got what we call one of our beginner kits. Now, at our club, when we do our beginner kits, we give out everything that you essentially need to get started with belt gradings and with your training. So the first thing we give you is a pair of boxing gloves. Now these come in different sizes. We always range the sizes depending on the age of the person doing the kickboxing. So these are a little small pair of 6-ounce gloves. We usually give those to our 4, 5, 6-year-olds. For the 7 to 12-year-olds, we've got 8-ounce gloves, and then for the adults, we usually give them a pair of 10-ounce gloves. You do get heavier sizes, and I'll talk more about the heavier sizes and why we use those a little bit later. So you got your gloves, so you're ready to start punching. Also give you a white belt. You can wear this. There are a few different ways of tying your white belts. You can watch some of the other videos on the channel on how to do that. Also depending on the length, give the smaller belts to the younger kids and the bigger belts to the older kids and adults. So once you've got your belt, you can start earning tags towards your grading and stuff like that. So it's good for keeping track of where you are exactly, and always look after your belt. Okay, if you come to class without your belt, you've got a punishment pink belt that you have to wear instead. Okay, so look after that. Next thing is your uniform. So this is a top and trousers. Different martial arts have different types of uniforms, so if you've done maybe something like judo before, you'll know that that's a really thick material, really heavy material, suitable for grabbing hold of and pulling and trying to throw the other person. Kickboxing and most other striking martial arts, we use a much lighter material, nice and lightweight, very breathable, so you can train and be comfortable, not feel like you're being weighed down, because really we don't really train any kind of grabbing or anything like that. There's obviously clinching that you can do, but you're wearing boxing gloves, so you're not really going to be grabbing onto any material. That's why it's quite thin, quite light, nice and breathable, and very easy to manoeuvre in, especially for those kicks. So your trousers tend to be a little bit more flexible than a normal pair of trousers. If you ever try throwing a kick in a pair of jeans, what you tend to find is you end up flying backwards. A pair of kickboxing trousers, lots of flexibility in there. And then we just give out a kit bag as well, so you can hold it all in. Now for advanced belts, so this is people who maybe been training for a year or more and are starting to look into getting into sparring. What we do here is we give you a full sparring kit. So this includes a few different things. You'll already have your boxing gloves from when you got your beginner kit, but we give you a second pair of gloves. Now in our club, we do continuous styles of kickboxing and we do points fighting styles of kickboxing. Now points use a different type of glove. So this is an 8-ounce glove, and you'll see if I put it on. Unlike the boxing glove, the palm is more open and there's more movement in the thumb. So this is good for grabbing hold of kicks and things like that, and also striking. So it's a different type of glove for points fighting. Shin guards. So these are really good if you throw a kick and somebody else throws a kick at the same time. You bash your shins off each other. That's a lifesaver. It's nothing worse than bashing your shin off somebody else's shin. Or even if you kick and you hit somebody on the elbow, that's another painful one. It's up there with stepping on bits of Lego in terms of the most painful things you can do. We also give you a head guard. So this is to protect your head from bruises and scratches and scrapes and stuff like that. And yeah, these come in different shapes and sizes. This is top 10 head guard here. Really kind of plastic sort of feel to it. Had this for well over a decade now. Pretty much indestructible, really, really good quality stuff. The only thing I've ever had to replace on it was the chin strap, because the Velcro does eventually go. But aside from that, it's exactly as it was when I first bought it. We even do with a bit of clean. When we give out our sparring kits, just to try and keep price down, we usually do like a dip foam version of this, which they don't last nearly as long. You maybe get a good year or two out of them. But they're cheap and they're cheerful and they're easy to replace. So yeah. You get those. Kick boots as well. So these obviously protect the top of your foot when you're throwing roundhouse kicks. Also protect your partner a little bit when you're kicking them. The bottom of the foot is open, so you can throw kicks and still hit the bottom of your foot if you're throwing side kicks or hook kicks or even axe kicks. The heel is protected, so you'll notice if you do kickboxing in any other clubs, they might give you some instep shin guards. So these are like shin guards with an extra little flap on the end. They don't quite cover your toes and they leave the heel open. And that tends to be in styles of kickboxing where they do leg kicks, and we don't do that. So we keep the heel protected. So if you throw like a hook kick or an axe kick and you're landing with that heel on somebody's head, then at least there's some cushioning there, and it's not a wide open heel that you're going to get cracked with that, because that can cause a lot of injury. So that's why we use the kick boots combined with the shin guards. Next bit of equipment. So I spoke about boxing gloves earlier. So we give you a standard pair of boxing gloves when you first join. Now when you start sparring, if you've been training for a while, maybe your old boxing gloves are getting a bit old, it's maybe time to think about what gloves you want to train in and what gloves you want to compete in. So you might have a couple of different pairs of boxing gloves. So the gloves I train in are 16-ounce gloves. So I said I usually give 10-ounce gloves to adults, so I give 16-ounce gloves for training. And this has a few different benefits. It means when I'm training, there's a little bit more weight in my arms, which is conditioning my arms to keep my guard up. So when I do come to doing competitions and I'm wearing a pair of 10-ounce gloves, which is competition standard, they won't let you train in any other weight, my hands are going to feel a lot lighter and a lot faster when I'm punching. So that's why I like to train in heavier gloves. The other reason is when you're sparring, if you think about it, the more weight there is in the glove, the more foam there is in the glove, and the more protection there is between your knuckles and your opponent's skull. So that's two benefits. One, it protects your knuckles, so your hands aren't getting absolutely smashed. If you look at some of my knuckles, you probably can't see from there, but they're a little bit offset because I used to train in lighter gloves and punched somebody once and it hurt my knuckle. So it's never been quite straight before. So I would always advise wearing heavier gloves for sparring. And the other reason is your partner's head. If you're hitting them with these nice big pillows, it's not going to hurt them as much or give them concussion or anything. If you're hitting them with 10-ounce gloves or anything lighter or something with very thin foam, then it's going to really hurt for them as well as your knuckles. So always consider that. Consider your sparring partner and consider your own training. Look after your gloves as well, because like I say, after maybe a year or two of sparring and using them a lot, that foam will become compressed and start to wear out, and again you'll start having those problems that you have with lighter gloves where you're not getting as much protection for your hands and your partners start to feel it a little bit more. So watch that. These are nice leather versions of the gloves that we sell. We do like again, standard gloves that we sell, like a PVC kind of material, again keeping the price down for people as much as possible. But when you're buying your own ones, if you want to splash out and get some proper leather gloves, again they'll last a bit longer, they'll be a bit more durable and really good quality as well. So these are Hayabusa gloves. Absolutely love these. Other equipment that you might need for your kickboxing that you don't necessarily need for your training, but you might want to get, whatever club you're in, they've probably got spare pads that you use. And these are communal pads that everybody uses, so they get a little bit stinky, a little bit sweaty. It doesn't matter how many times you clean them out with wet wipes, they will end up getting that smell. So buy yourself a pair of focus pads. They're dead easy to find online, they're cheap, and it means you've got your own ones, so even if they do start to smell, they just smell like you. So that's always handy. Also some odor eaters as well, so you can get these off Amazon, they're pretty cheap. Stick a pair of these in your gloves or your pads and that'll keep them smelling respectable, even if again you can't really cover up that sweaty smell. Other bits of equipment you might need: hand wraps. These are optional, you don't have to get these. Again, they give a little bit of extra protection to your hands, so you can wrap these up all around your hands, through your knuckles. Just give you a little bit more stability in your wrist and your fist. So less chance of damage there. And a gum shield, that's probably the last thing to talk about. Gum shield, when you buy this, they'll come in a standard gum shield shape. So you mold them, boil a kettle, chuck the gum shield in some hot water for 30 seconds, shake off the water, bite down onto it until it goes into the shape of your mouth, chuck it in a cup of cold water, Bob's your uncle. And you can repeat that process as many times as you want. The only other thing, and I haven't got it with me here, is a groin guard for guys. Make sure you're always wearing that in training, even if you're doing your normal classes. If you're holding pads for somebody and they throw a kick and it misses the pads and catches you right in that area, then it's much better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And for ladies, you can get chest guards as well, but I'm no expert on that, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But yeah, that's pretty much all the equipment you could possibly need for kickboxing. I don't think there's anything else. If you've got any questions about any of the equipment that I've shown you here today, then please drop it in the comments and I'll get back to you on that. If you've got any other ideas for any other videos about anything kickboxing related as well, if you're new to the sport and you want to know something, or if you've been doing it for a while and you'd like to know something about how we do it, then let me know as well in the comments, and I'm happy to give you some feedback. Okay, thank you for watching everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.